It's okay to have multiple passions, and I'll teach you how to deal with them both in life and in work. Hello, welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. I'm Sibylla, and today I'll tell you how to deal with multiple passions. Having and pursuing one true passion still seems to be the ideal in our society, but there are many people who just don't fit that mold. Many, including myself, are so-called scanners or multi-passionates, which means we are enthusiastic about a lot of sometimes very different things. The challenge seems to be how to fit them all in, right? I mean, life is busy enough as it is. How can you possibly juggle so many different passions? And the other question is, what would you do for a living? So your mission today is to learn how to deal with multiple passions. Task number 1 is find the common thread. At first glance, your passions might seem completely unrelated. As an example, I'll give you a list of my own. I've written it down because otherwise I'd forget half of them. So my passions include literature, dancing, traditional archery, music, nature and earth-based spirituality, historical sword fighting, piano, people and communication. What to do with that, right? So what you do, and what I'd invite you to do, is that you take a piece of paper and you write down all your passions, like all you can think of, and it will take a while because you will keep thinking of more. Trust me. This was just this list I just gave you was not all of my passions, was just part of them. So once you've written all of them down, look at them and find passions which have kind of a common theme or some common thread, and start grouping them up. Then you have fewer groups, still more than one, but you have groups of passions. For example, music, dancing, piano, singing are all in one group for me because they all have the music thing in common, right? People and communication and supporting others is in one group. With the coaching, that is another group of mine. So find a common theme, a common thread, and group your passions and write that down as well. It's important to have that in writing. That's task number 1. Task number 2 is deal with multiple passions in life and work. I'll start off by repeating what I say a lot, which is there's no need to turn your passion into a source of income. So that takes some pressure off there straight away. Having said that, it's kind of nice to work on something that is in some way meaningful to you. It doesn't have to be a passion, but as a multi-passionate, you can make use of that list that I just had you write in task number 1. Because what you do is you look at the groups that you made. And you also look at the common thread that unites each of these groups. These common threads are often ideas or ideals, ways of thinking that can underlie a certain job or a certain business. I'll give you an example. So my group of communication, supporting people, I'm in love with people. That fit very well. Customer service. So for many years I worked in customer service related jobs, because I literally fall in love with every person I talk to. And my customers felt that. And they loved me back for it. I got raving reviews across the board. I mean, of course, there's always some people that are horrible and that are determined to hate you and to yell at you, but they were few and far between. So that was something that was not exactly my passion, but it aligned with what my passions are about, this particular group of passions. Of course, you need to pick one at any one time. And these days, it's not a problem to switch careers either and to take a different direction if you get bored, which we sometimes do as multi-passionates. We get bored of something we were previously passionate about after a few years. Don't hesitate to change directions. In this day and age, flexibility is a plus and an asset rather than a drawback. Now, in your free time, in the rest of life, so to speak, I always recommend to pick 2 or a maximum of 3 passions and focus on those for the time being. That doesn't mean that you need to neglect your other passions are no longer important or are no longer supposed to be your passions. So what you do is you look at your list of passion and you pick what buzzes the most. There's usually something that you're just now really, really enthusiastic about, that you're really excited about, that you're watching YouTube videos over or talk to people about all the time. There's usually 1 or 2 or maximum of 3 things that are more at the top of your mind at that particular time. And you pick those and you pursue those for the next month or 3 months or whatever suits you. You then do a review and you see what is now topmost on your mind. Is it still the same? Continue. Is it another passion? Change, switch, but always take about 2 or 3 that you pursue and that you focus on at any given time. This will preserve your sanity and make you a lot happier, and also allows you to delve deeper into those passions that you're currently focusing on than it would if you attempted to just pursue 20 things at the same time. And that brings me to task number 3, which is, as usual, let me know. Leave a comment and tell me, are you a multi-passionate? Have you had a challenge with it before, like most of us had? I certainly have. And what do you think of all this? I reply to every comment, I promise. If you would like a little more, then you should consider joining the community of Wild Spirits by going to wildspiritscoaching.com and filling in that little form there. You'll get 1 email per week, 100% spam free, with additional articles, additional information, recommendations of books and other resources, and sometimes you get exclusive offers that are only for my subscribers that nobody else ever gets to see. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com and sign up. Or you can Google Wild Spirits Coaching, that'll get you to my website as well. Thank you for watching.